One of the most trusted voices in journalism showed the world that she went to space. Yet millions of people still don't believe it. Gayle King and 5 other women made history with Blue Origin, but now, Gayle King seems to be caught in the middle of a storm she never saw coming. Some say it was fake, some say it was a waste of money, and others are calling it a glorified joyride for the elite. How could people not believe they went to space? Look at Gayle King's face. Stay tuned as we've got all the messy and juicy details here on Celebrity Business. So here's the deal. On a clear day in Van Horn, Texas, Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket blasted off, carrying 6 high-profile passengers, including none other than Oprah's bestie, Gayle King. The flight was short, just about 10 minutes from launch to landing, and it marked a historic all-female crew. People were cheering, headlines exploded, and space tourism seemed to have taken one giant leap. But, almost immediately, something weird happened. As soon as they landed, social media went crazy. Across social media, skepticism surged, with many people saying that they didn't actually go to space. Many people on Instagram shared that they might have used a green screen to capture the moment, with many saying that it looked like it was shot at Tyler Perry Studios. And that's not all. Some people weren't doubting whether they went to space, they just didn't care. Comments flooded in, calling the mission frivolous, a publicity stunt, and a billionaire toy trip.
The internet is interneting.
What are you doing up there? It's so much money to go to space.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
and there's a lot of people who can't even afford eggs.
Think about how many resources went into putting these women into space. For what? I'm disgusted, literally.
The late night shows are doing their jokes.
That is the face of someone quietly cursing Oprah in her mind.
Gayle King, who has spent decades reporting the truth, is now at the center of a conspiracy storm. And folks, she's had enough.
What is your answer to that, or your response to the haters?
Well, you know, this is what bothers me, because I've certainly read some of the things online coming from people that I know, that I like, that I consider friends. And this is what I would say to that. Space is not an either or, it's a both and. And because you do something in space doesn't mean you're taking anything away from Earth. And what you're doing in space is trying to make things better here on Earth. What Blue Origin wants to do is take the waste here and figure out a way to put it in space to make our planet cleaner. Number 2, have you been? Have you been? If you've been and you still feel that way after you come back, please let's have a conversation. Number 3, please don't call it a ride. That is not a friggin' ride. Whenever a man goes up, you have never said to an astronaut, boy, what a ride. You know, we duplicated the same trajectory that Alan Shepard did back in the day, pretty much. No one called that a ride. It was called a flight. It was called a journey, because a ride implies that it's something frivolous or something that's lighthearted. There was nothing frivolous about what we did and the machine that we were on, and what it took for the people to get that machine up and running, to get us up and get us back down safely. So, you know, I'm very disappointed and very saddened by it. People look at the bigger picture. There's always going to be some cranky Yankees. There's always going to be some haters. And I'm not even going to name check anybody, because I know these people and like these people. I just want them to really, I was one of the people myself. Space, oh my God, but we have so much problem here. Educate yourself. Educate yourself is what I say. And tell me if you don't feel differently. I sure do. It's everything perspective about how small we are. I mean, you know, we've all been on commercial flights where it's 38,000 feet. We went well over 300,000 feet. It gets light and then it gets dark, and then you see this neon blue line, which is a curvature of the Earth, and you go, we came from there. I mean, it did make me feel, let's all do better, be better. I did have that moment, because it's so precious. It's so precious. We don't have time for all of this negativity, was my feeling.
So yes, it appears they made it to space. It's definitely not the ISS. They didn't orbit. There were no moon landings. But was it fake? Highly unlikely. But here's what no one's talking about is what this means for women, for visibility and representation. An all-female crew went to the edge of space. Whether you believe in the mission or not, you cannot ignore what that symbolizes. Thanks for watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments section. Do you think this flight was a waste of money and resources? Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more deep dives like this.